is your American dream?
My family is from Ecuador and I am from Chicago. My American dream is to be able to pay back my parents for everything they did for me.
I come from France and my American dream is to help every day the homeless. Merci à vous.
I am from Tunisia. My American dream is to see love and peace.
I was born in North Carolina, Rocky Mountain. My dream is to have peace, and that's it.
My parents are Guyanese, so I'm first generation American. My American dream is that we all get the same treatment, same laws, same education as everyone. That would be my American dream.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Oh, that was a fun day. Oh, that's just me enjoying my favorite food, pretzels. Groundhog Sam has his own Facebook page. All right, well, these are some of my personal interests. Watching out for my shadow, eating pretzels, cocktails to wash those pretzels down, Groundhog Tinder, swipe right, and of course the Bradshaw Live show. That's my biggest personal interest. I love this show. In case you missed yesterday's episode, we paid tribute to the great Dr. Martin Luther King, who sadly was assassinated 50 years ago yesterday, but certainly his powerful message lives on today. And we talked to Jake Hudnut, who explained to us how accidents can sometimes turn into criminal matters. That's why you need a good lawyer at your service, just in case something happens. Well, what's gonna happen on today's show? Watch and see. I'm gonna get back to my Facebook profile now. Look out for a friend request from yours truly, Groundhog Sam, soon. Oh, I'm going to reach out to my friend Larry. Wonder what he's up to.
It's 5. I just double checked with Kim. It is April 5th. I don't know why every day I'm about to, Jill is going in my ear. 4, 3, 2, and I'm like, what's today's date? It is Thursday, April 5th. Welcome! Yeah. Hello, Belgium, Kim, and Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yo-Yo Elias, how are you?
Great.
I think that could be a name, though.
Yo-Yo Elias?
Yo-Yo Elias, not just Yo-Yo Elias.
Just not Yo-Yo.
That's the Yo-Yo, because that sounds, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias sounds much cooler, maybe a little bit.
I'm down with it.
Are you down with that?
I'm down with that.
So you were so categorically opposed to Yo-Yo, and you're cool with Yo-Yo Elias?
Yeah, I think a little bit, you know.
It looks good.
Yo-Yo
It
Elias.
looks good.
No, it should be Yo-Yo Elias and Belgium Kim.
Belgium Kim.
It should, you got it wrong. It's Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias and Belgium Kim.
You can't just give me my nickname.
Yeah, you need a nickname for her too.
That's right.
There's only one person who doesn't get a nickname. That's me.
Right. You're the star.
You can't give Brad a nickname.
I was going to say, that's diluting the brand,
That would be
Brad.
diluting the name.
My inner marketing guru doesn't say no.
Call you BS.
Yo-Yo Elias and Belgium Kim joining me.
That's beautiful.
See, but look, we're a little. Maybe you should be in the middle. I don't know.
That was the whole point, Brad.
No, we can't move now. We can't move now.
now.
Don't move because we got our camera angle.
See?
Whoa, now you're making me nauseous there.
God.
This is...
Every day.
Brad,
wait.
Brad said I was too in his personal space.
Wait. Okay, are we good now?
Perfect.
All right, we're good.
Oh, I heard there was just an earthquake.
Yes.
Like, in LA. There was
Was there an earthquake?
Yeah, like maybe 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But, it was small. Like I grew up with earthquakes. I remember when I was like 6 years old. It was like a 9-point something.
Where were you growing up with earthquakes?
LA.
In LA, there was a 9-point something earthquake.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid.
There was no 9-point something. If there was a 9-point something, that was like in the movies.
No, it was like 8. It was like 8, and it was in the 90s. I remember my like bookshelf fell on top of me and stuff because I like jumped out of bed in the middle of the night.
Your Encyclopedia Britannica?
It was basically a kid's version.
You know what? People don't have encyclopedias anymore.
No.
You know that?
I'm sure after phones really came out.
Right.
I mean, I remember having them, but like.
Did you have an encyclopedia growing up?
I did. I had my kids' encyclopedia that I actually just found out my nephew has the exact same one.
But they still have them.
They don't have encyclopedias anymore. there used to be an encyclopedia salesman.
I was just about to say there's a whole industry out of
Who
business.
used to come and knock on people's doors and try to sell the encyclopedias.
Yeah,
and then
they are
every
probably out of
month
business
you would
now.
get like the updated, pamphlet to stick into the encyclopedia, and I would read it, and be like, wow, there's an update. And then I tell my kids, and tell them about, when I was growing up, there was encyclopedias. And for those who didn't grow up in the United States, it was, you would have basically an entire history book.
Right.
And you would sit there and read it. And
what were in encyclopedias?
And then it was the World Book, the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah.
And then every month you would get a new update. And know what Zach said to me?
What?
He goes, Dad, we go on the internet now and get updated every 30 minutes, okay?
30 minutes? Maybe 30
every 30
seconds.
seconds,
Yeah.
right? So imagine how much faster, you don't think about it, but how much
you're right.
faster the world goes now.
It's faster,
Because when I was a kid, you would get a history update or the political update every month.
Right.
And it would only come in a book.
But the thing is, how credible is it? Because now, back then we had the encyclopedia, now we have Wikipedia, where I could just change shit up and be like, oh yeah, this is what it is, when it's not. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's but these kids are actually
reading fake news.
Yeah, and actually believing it.
Right.
That's why we're smarter.
Nobody ever said the World Book or the Encyclopedia Britannica was fake news.
Right.
No,
Okay, you never heard that.
Now you have Wikipedia, and that's basically.
Yeah, nobody would ever get take out the World Book and read about Egyptian history and be like, fake news, never happened.
Exactly.
And that's the thing is, when you got the update from the encyclopedia, you would read your update, right? Now, there's almost an overload of information where you actually know less because you are always so bombarded with
and
information.
you don't know what's right or wrong. I can only tell you one thing that I know is right.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you hear here, okay? Whatever you see and hear on this show,
It's real.
It's real.
Mm-hmm.
Except for what's behind me. What's behind me is absolutely fake. But all the words.
It's real in our world.
All the words coming out of my mouth are real.
Right.
Yeah.
These cards are real. This cup is real. Oof. All this behind here, fake. It's fake. But everything else in front of me, real. Right?
Right.
Okay. At least I'm being honest about it.
You've started the riots for the mugs again.
I've
with the
started
mention of the mug, just
We're
so
still.
you know.
By the way, you ordered Bradshaw Live mugs. What happened to them?
Forever ago, and then we changed our logo, so I need to replace the order with.
So
the
what
new
happened to
logo.
the ones with the old logo?
We have them in storage.
You have them in storage, but you're not taking them out.
Right, they're gonna go the way of the Beanie Baby.
Really? That was like the prototype mug that you will not bring out.
Right, exactly.
So you need to order new mugs.
We need to order new mugs.
Multiple ones.
Many.
Send those out.
Many.
And we're gonna send them out to everybody.
For all of the people who love the mugs. I am still a proponent of the Bradshaw Live T-shirt. I still feel like a T-shirt would be a funner prize. What do you think, Brad Squad? T-shirt, mug?
A T-shirt.
You know what they're going to say?
They're going to say both. They're going to say both.
They're going to be like, why take one free thing when I can get two? I know how this Brad Squad thinks. I know how this Brad Squad thinks, right?
Send me all the swag you got, Bradshaw Live. That's exactly
right. Then they're going to say, where's the cap? Where's the
Right.
umbrella?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, the tote bag, the beach bag, the overnight bag.
Later, we won't even have a show. We'll just be making some
right. And then soon it's going to be Bradshaw pajamas.
Oh.
Right.
And it could just be your face all over the... Like, we should have a Brad onesie.
Bradshaw after dark gear.
Brad lingerie.
Bradshaw after dark gear.
The bottom comes out, like you can unbutton the bottom.
Yeah. We could really go crazy with that. Your face is going to be on unthinkable things.
Just like that face right there.
Right.
That face right there. On unthinkable things.
Right. The Bradshaw jockstrap.
So with that, All right, let's start again. Welcome everybody. It's April 5th. totally. By the way, none of this was on my card.
Right.
No,
we can't
the
plan that.
Bradshaw jockstrap, not on my cards.
Yeah,
here.
no.
That didn't make it. Jill is like, you people are disgusting.
Remind me to have a conversation with Kim tomorrow.
Jill's putting in her resignation.
Try to avoid saying the word jockstrap.
All right, well, welcome everybody. It is April 5th. We will be getting to all of your immigration questions. If you call right now, we will be answering all of your immigration questions. Give us a call, 1-800-529-5465. My thingy here is falling out. I didn't get it in all the way. All right, now I'm good.
Good now.
You know who we blame for that?
Jill, of course.
Oh, no, I thought we were blaming Patrice for that. I thought
Patrice.
It's
Patrice
never
was going to be
Pat
this
Rice's fault.
scapegoat for everything.
No, it's not her fault. It's
Not
always
Pat
Jill's
Rice's
fault.
Oh, it's always Jill's fault.
By the way,
Sorry,
Jill yelled at me earlier, right before the show was to start.
Yeah.
And I said to Jill, wow, I don't like to be yelled at.
Doesn't feel good to be on that side,
It doesn't feel good
does
to be
it?
yelled at. No, it doesn't. I'd hurt my feelings. So now I'm not going to yell at anybody anymore. I really learned.
Yeah.
Wait, we have that on camera. Will you
Yes,
say
I'm not
that
going to
directly?
yell at anybody anymore. I just realized how bad it feels to be yelled
It
at.
was so funny
It's
to see how kind of like timid you were after you got yelled at. You was just like,
I was just like, okay.
I don't like this.
I don't
feeling.
like this feeling. I
Yes,
don't like
Mr.
to be yelled
Still.
at. I'm not used to it because I'm the one who's always yelling at everybody.
Right.
Right,
This
going
is true.
crazy. Right.
I don't know what you mean by that,
Yeah.
Brad.
So meanwhile, everybody, please give us a call right now, 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. We will be answering your immigration questions. We have our lines wide open. We're going to be getting to your immigration questions in the next 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes maybe, between 5 and 10 minutes, 1-800-529-5465. If you have fingers like I have, or you have fingers like Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias has, or you have fingers like Belgium Kim, formerly known as, nobody's calling to you, formerly known as, they're showing their fingers, formerly known as Social Media Queen, please take out your fingers right now. Take them out from wherever they may be. Take them out. This is what they were doing, by the way.
Right.
They were doing like spirit fingers.
We were.
Right? It was that spirit fingers? There you go.
Like,
spirit
is it
fingers.
jazz hands or spirit fingers?
No, spirit fingers.
Okay.
Spirit fingers. You were doing spirit fingers. So please take out all your spirit fingers and show some spirit here for Bradshaw Live. And please share this with your friends, your family, your loved ones. Please share this on your timeline. Please share this on your friends' timeline. Please share this in groups that you may be members of. Let everybody know that we are here to help you and sometimes hopefully have some fun as well. But if you don't take out your fingers or you don't show your spirit fingers, you don't show them, you can't share.
Can't share.
No sharing, no caring. 1-800-529-5465 is also the number. Last thing about your spirit fingers, if you want to be, because we get these messages all the time, you know, they always say, can't find your show. I love your show, but can't find it. Well, you don't need to find it if you like and follow Bradshaw Live.
Right.
So if you like and follow Bradshaw Live, every time we come on live, Mark Zuckerberg will notify you. I promise you. He will give you a telephone call.
Personally.
Or personally call you. All right. So please, if you do like the show and you want to watch it, I mean, you can be notified and not watch it. It's not like mandatory, but at least you will know. You will know when we're on every time if you like and follow Bradshaw Live. So please do that as well. By the way, I saw in the news, I have not spoken to her since we last spoke to her, but I saw in the news, remember this woman, Julie Briskman? She was on our show.
Yeah.
She was the woman who was riding the bicycle and gave the finger to Donald Trump. This is before you.
She was on the show?
Yeah, this is her. She was on our show. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So she made headlines last fall after a photo of her flipping off the president. There she is on her bicycle, on her motorcade. She's now, I just read in the newspaper, okay, she is now suing her former employer, government contractor Akima LLC in a lawsuit. Do we have like a little video of her from our show we can show? Let's watch. You weren't expecting this to go viral. Now, ultimately, when this did, it did affect your life because you lost your job. You had I guess, a nice job working at a company, and they fired you as a result of this photograph. Is that correct?
That's correct. My photograph went viral before I really even identified myself. I went to my company and told them that it was me. And they basically said, well, you're allowed to ride your bike, and if media is calling, don't talk to them on company time. And I said, okay, great. I still haven't really decided if I'm going to identify myself. The next day, almost exactly 24 hours later, they fired me.
And what was the reason that they said they fired you?
They said they fired me because I violated their social media policy.
Even though you had nothing to do with it?
Yes.
It wasn't your tweet. How did you react to that when you got fired? What was
I was shocked.
So that was her, Jonathan.
Horrible.
This was before you joined our show.
Yes.
She was on our show, I think it was towards the end of the year. I don't remember the exact date. So I have not spoken to her since the show.
Okay.
Okay, but I just read in the newspaper, I want to discuss, the ongoings of our former guests on our show.
Right.
I just read in the newspaper, so she's still in the news. She is now suing her company,
Good.
Akima, for violating state employment laws.
Nice.
And I'm going to read this. It says, according to the lawsuit, Akima told Briskman she had to go because of the photo, which she posted on her Facebook page, because it violated the company's social media policy. But Briskman claimed in our show, as well as in her court papers, that she was treated differently than another Akima employee who earlier in 2017 wrote, "You're an effing libtard a-hole," in a Facebook discussion about Black Lives Matter. That person was allowed to keep his job as long as he deleted the post. So Briskman's Facebook page also did not identify her as an Akima employee, while the other Facebook page did name his employer.
Wow.
So
did that post go viral though?
Yes. The other post didn't go viral.
That's probably
her post.
that's
what
probably
did
why.
it, of course,
Yeah, that's what
obviously.
did it.
Okay, so in a statement, all right, this is Briskman's statement. I filed this lawsuit against my former employer today because I believe that Americans should not be forced to choose between their principles and their paychecks.
Yes.
Working for a company that does business with the federal government should provide you with greater opportunities, but it should never limit your ability to criticize that government in your private time.
Absolutely.
Makes sense to me.
Absolutely.
So,
Now,
is that a case?
that's a case. That's a case.
You think?
Now she's pulling a trading places type of situation. Okay, so you remember the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy,
Yes.
right? When
Yes.
he
Turned white.
he didn't turn white. He went to he took Dan Aykroyd's.
I was thinking about the Richard Pryor and Gene. Did they like trade places as well?
No. Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder never traded. They went to
damn.
jail together in Stir Crazy.
Damn.
And then Gene Wilder had to in Silver Streak, Gene Wilder had to put on blackface
Yeah,
and act
that's the one.
black.
That's the one.
Right when he was walking down, he goes, "Yeah, I'm bad, I'm
Right,
bad."
right.
But that was in Silver Streak. You got this all confused.
Got it all messed up.
All right. No, there was a
Okay.
movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Okay, and it was Duke and Duke, who was this upscale white, commodities exchange company, and they said we can exchange Dan Aykroyd, who went to Harvard, with Eddie Murphy, who is a street con, and Eddie Murphy would do just as well or better than Dan Aykroyd because he has all these street smarts.
Right.
And they made a bet for $1, and they ruined everybody's life. Okay, so Julie Briskman, in her lawsuit, has sued for a total of $2,692.30.
That's it?
Exactly. That was Eddie Murphy's reaction when he found out that he traded places for $1. You just did Eddie Murphy's reaction.
What?
Yeah,
Simultaneously, we didn't
she
even
sued for
realize
$2,690. Yeah, I would just have her back on the show just to find out why she sued for
For me, it kind of just sounds like being petty. Like maybe she doesn't need it, but I would think that wouldn't even cover your.
It's principle.
It's totally the principle.
It's principle. So this is what the lawsuit
Principle,
says.
you could still go a little bit higher.
This is what the lawsuit. I mean, if I was her lawyer, I think I would have come up with a couple more dollars to sue her. Wouldn't you think that we would come up if she came? I would come up with a couple more dollars than $2,000.
Even my principals are worth at least $20 grand.
Maybe she should have just used you as a lawyer.
She got 2 weeks severance, and she's suing for 4 weeks severance.
What is that going to do?
Wow.
Yeah.
I would settle for sue for a year's salary.
So that's what's happening there. By the way, 1-800-529-5465. John from West Palm Beach. I see Roy from Queens just called. We have 10 other open lines, so if you call in about 2.5 minutes, we're going to be answering your immigration questions, right?
Yes.
Right.
2.5 minutes?
Everybody share just right now. If you watch it right now, just share.
Because you got 2.5 minutes.
To share. You got
Do you know what I want to
minutes.
do? Like tomorrow, like they have these like Freddy Krueger movies, where like the guy's arm gets cut off, like blood splurting everywhere.
Yeah.
I want to like have like something like that, like, and show that picture. I'm like, this is the only guy who can't share because he just got his arms cut off by Freddy Krueger and blood's flying everywhere.
Yes.
So if that's you, we understand. But other than that,
Even
you should
then,
be.
you can still use your toes.
You can still use your
I was
toes.
going to say, a
Use your
recently
little kid.
severed hand.
Right. Right. I mean, there's a whole movie where a guy did everything with his left foot. What was that?
Is
Oh,
it
yeah,
is it My Left Foot?
My left foot.
Yeah.
Yes, called My Left Foot. He did everything with his left foot. Couldn't do anything with his right foot or anything else.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I saw the United Kingdom. They're very nice people there. British, Brits.
Birthday.
Okay. About 150 years ago, they looted all of the royal crown's gold and treasures from Ethiopia from 150 years ago. British went in to Africa. They colonized, I guess, Ethiopia.
They did
They
not
never colonized. They never
No.
colonized it. They just went in
Ethiopia
and
is
took.
the only country in Africa.
Really?
that
That
has
was
been
never colonized. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yes, I did not know that. Very
Wow.
good. Very
Yes.
good. Very good history lesson for me there.
It is.
Because
yeah.
I just assumed they colonized it.
No.
So they went in anyway without colonizing and just stole all the loot.
So
Was that what happened?
No, this was because the king, Emperor Tewodros, had British soldiers there, and that
Protecting
was
him.
No, he had them as like captive. He had them as prisoners. So that was a trade-off that they had, or something.
But why would if they had the soldiers? How did the British end up with all of the Ethiopian loot?
So I was reading a little bit about it. I was so it was to secure the release of British hostages taken by Tewodros. So.
But how did Britain end up with the loot?
So they stole it and said it was like. I guess it was
Oh,
a trade,
I
but
see.
didn't.
I see.
Right.
So basically, the king had the British soldiers captive. The British said,
Exactly.
you know what, we're going to steal your loot and we're going to trade it for the British soldiers, and they just never did.
never gave it.
They just never did.
Yeah.
So the British stole all this loot from Ethiopia 150 years ago, and it's hundreds of artifacts. They were plundered. Am I pronouncing the name of the city right? Magdala?
Magdala.
Magdala. It was plundered and the emperor's treasury cleared. They had to clear the treasury, all of the Ethiopian gold, all of their royal crowns, and all of their special jewels and special
Royal
artifacts.
dresses
And they needed 15 elephants and 200 mules to get all the loot out of Ethiopia, which is now being housed in a museum in Great Britain.
Crazy.
All right, so it's in the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. People come by and they look at it, and the British say it's theirs. But they stole it from Ethiopia 150 years
Yes.
ago. So this is a wedding dress that was stolen. I don't know whose wedding dress it is, but obviously it was a royal wedding dress,
yeah.
whether it's a queen or a princess or something. And there's some other pictures that we have of royal crowns and gold and jewels and everything else. And Ethiopia has been asking for it back now for about 20 years.
Yes.
Okay, and the British, they pick up their tea and they drink their tea.
With
Pinky
crumpets.
out. It's got to be.
I can't do it with the pinky out because I'm not British.
Okay.
Okay, and they say, they're very nice, but sorry. So what they've decided now is to loan the stolen treasures back to Ethiopia.
Wow, how generous.
Very generous of them. So they will be loaning back the treasures. And it says here, the museum's director, the Victoria and Albert Museum's director said, the speediest way if Ethiopia wanted to have these items on display is a long-term loan.
A long-term loan.
No,
That's so
it's
nice
a long-term loan. No. Okay. No.
So you know what? I just hope that they say, F you when they try to take it back and just say, look, we're not giving it back.
Right.
I'm just waiting for them to take British soldiers hostage again. No, we're not gonna. No, don't do that.
They're going through enough out there, and my mom is out there, so I don't need none of that stuff happening.
Don't do that. All right.
Shout out to
So
my mom.
that's what's going on in the world. I got a lot more news here, but we could talk about this tomorrow, I guess. Right, Jill? Is there anything here you want me to talk about? Anything important? I mean, there's a lot of important things here.
Everything is important.
Oh, I have to say this. this is what I do have to say. We have a retraction here at the Bradshaw Law.
Oh.
A retraction.
Oh.
Okay, we have a retraction.
Edit.
An
Quick
edit.
Oh.
Okay, when we're wrong, we will say we're wrong.
Like I said, it's the internet.
It is
This
the
didn't happen
internet.
back in the day when we was
Exactly. This
reading
didn't happen.
books.
This
And
wouldn't happen in the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Nope,
Exactly.
or a newspaper.
Right.
Black
so,
and white.
So a couple of days ago, on April 2nd, we showed a picture of a elephant.
We are tearing up.
carrying the baby cub, and we said, "Wow, look at how beautiful this is!" And the post went viral, reaching 20 million people. It was like a beautiful thing, and I even remember saying to Belgium Kim here, "I don't speak elephant, I don't speak baby cub, but if I did, isn't that a nice, because Belgium Kim was like, how does that happen? How do they talk to each other?"
Right.
And I said, "I don't know, I don't speak their language."
Right. Apparently.
Turns out that
They
picture.
don't either.
Turns out that picture was an April Fool's joke, and it not only
Horrible.
fooled us, but it fooled 20 million people.
I don't think it's funny.
I don't find
I
it
don't
funny
either.
I
either.
don't think it's funny at all.
Apart from what some people say is rudimentary Photoshop techniques, okay, that we should have caught, that any amateur photographer would have been able to caught, which was a giveaway, dead giveaway.
What
Dead
was
giveaway. It was an April Fool's joke by Kruger National Park, and the post went viral, and then Kruger National Park put out a statement on the day after we showed it,
That's
saying
probably one of the best April Fool's jokes.
saying that it was an April Fool's joke, and none of that really ever happened. Baby cubs are not carried by elephants, as Belgium Kim said.
Look at that. What?
As Belgium Kim said, how come they're not, if it's a baby, wouldn't the tiger be attacking the elephant?
Right.
Right, because you're stealing the baby.
Look
That
at
would be...
It's a giraffe-turtle hybrid. Like, what?
Yeah, but that one's not as believable. That one's not as
Right.
believable. So I said to Belgium Kim, no, the elephant's huge. You don't fight the elephant. And apparently, I'm wrong.
They do.
They do fight each other when
They
they
do.
steal each other's babies.
Yeah.
All right, so none of that happened.
I'm
So we
heartbroken.
are.
Fools, basically.
We got April Fool's.
It was posted by who, Jill?
Kruger National.
No,
Who's
it's
Sleuth?
like, it's April Fool's backwards.
It was posted by Sleuth. How do you pronounce it? Lurpa. Sleuth Lurpa, which was April Fool's backwards. And then they also posted the giraffe tortoise, which we just saw as well. That's kind of funny.
Right, I agree.
So that's what's going on. And that's it. All right. So for everybody who has immigration questions, you can give us a call right now, 1-800-529-5465, or you can speak to Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. You can speak to Belgium Kim.
Yep.
And you can ask your questions of them, and they will ask me in a few minutes. Please also, if you're able to ask a question, you are able to share. Okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you can, if like for instance, Kirk Brown says hello,
Then
Kirk Brown could share.
he could share.
Okay, Beverly Thompson said she can type fingers. She can type. She says, "Hello, everyone. Pleasant good evening, everyone." Yeah, it would be much more pleasant if you shared. Okay.
Be much
Pedal
more
Dice
pleasant.
says, hello, everyone. Yeah, hello, Pedal. Share. Okay. I mean, we could go on and on. Dawn Harriet. Hey, Brad. Hey, Dawn. Why don't you share? All right. So please share and help us out. And we're gonna give. And by the way, I'm only kidding. I only called out a few people. It's just who I happen to see right
Who you
here.
see,
I mean,
yeah.
I could have called out everyone, like Christy Consali, who says hello, everybody. Yeah, Christy, we see you have fingers. Please share this with your friends and family. All right, 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Roy in Queens. Roy.
Yes, Mr. Bernstein.
How are you?
Not bad. Is it probably possible I could talk to you off the air in private? It's very important.
You can, but you cannot do it at this moment because I have a lot of people who are watching me, and they would get very upset if I just got off the show and just had a private conversation with you. So hold on 1 second, and we can have a private conversation when I'm not on the air. So hold on.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So he understands that I can't talk to him at this moment.
It would be weird if you literally just
If I-
be like, yeah, hold on, here's my
Yes.
cell phone number.
Guys, take over. Roy needs to talk to me privately. All right, let's go. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Our lines are open, and let's go to John in West Palm Beach, Florida. John,
Yes, good afternoon, Brad.
how are you?
Yes, I want to ask you a question. When you get your work permit, how long after that before they call in for interview regards to your green card?
It depends what state you're in, but figure if
I'm in West Palm.
in West Palm, figure 6, 7, 8 months, somewhere in that range.
6 to 7, 8 months?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. All right. 1-800-529-5465. 12 open lines. Apparently, I've answered every immigration. Excuse me. I had a late lunch today.
Ah.
Whoa, hold on, keep
What'd
that
you
over
have for
there.
lunch?
Did it have onions?
Turkey sandwich with onions
Oof.
and cheese.
We're gonna just scoop one little.
And I had a big can of beans.
Perfect. We're gonna scoot a
Maybe you
little
should
further.
swear a lot.
Brown air.
Yeah. Air looks a little foggy behind you there.
Oh no.
1-800-529-5465. If we don't have any immigration questions, which we don't have right now, let's see if we have some shy people who have some questions on social media.
We sure do. We have Ahmed who says, "Hi Brad, can I file an N-400 if I'm eligible while my I-751 is still pending?"
You can, okay, if you are eligible. So how would you be eligible? If your I-751 is pending and you've had a conditional green card for 2 years, 9 months, and 3 days, you absolutely can file your naturalization as long as you are still in a bona fide marriage with your spouse. When you go for your citizenship interview, they're going to interview you on 2 applications at once. One is to remove the conditions. Are you in a bona fide marriage? Are you living together? And 2 is your citizenship. But yeah, you can do it.
All right, Reginald Amada says, "Hi, Brad. I called USCIS. They told me New York City processing time is 10 to 15 months. Did my fingerprint since October 10th. Is that true?"
10 to 15 months for a work permit. If you did your fingerprints in October, you should have your work permit. But adjustments are taking about 9 months right now, 9, 10 months in New York.
We've got Dwenna who says, "I had called some time ago about applications I sent in about my work permit. I called USCIS, and I was told that I was sending in too many forms before getting a response. I just wanted to let you know that I now have my work permit, but I'm still waiting on an extension. When can I expect to get the extension?"
You're sending it. I never heard of anyone saying, immigration says, "You're sending in too many forms. Stop."
No more paperwork.
I never heard such a thing in my entire life, but okay. If you have your work permit and it's going to expire within 90 days, you file on the 90th day. They won't accept it on day 91. You got to file it on day 90. That's when you do it. And it takes so long now, so do it right around that 90-day mark.
Awesome. All right, Susan Edwards. Can someone who received permanent residence as a retiree and never worked or filed taxes still have to meet the requirement of providing proof of 5 years taxes when applying for citizenship?
No. There's no requirement to provide proof at all of taxes. The requirement is to prove that if you worked, you paid your proper taxes. Now, there's some people who are retired, you didn't work, you don't pay taxes. You just got to prove it. There's other people who are stay-at-home moms. You got to prove you're a stay-at-home mom. You don't pay your taxes. So whatever it is, there's no requirement to say, I can't become a citizen if I don't pay taxes. The requirement is if you are required to pay taxes, you earned a living and you didn't pay it. That's where the problem was. Let's do this. We have 2 people on hold.
Yay.
I really wanted to get to I like the calls first, and we're going to come back to social media.
Absolutely.
People are a little slow on the button today.
It's all good.
So it's all good, though.
They had to get
all
warmed
right,
up.
so let's go to Richard in Hartford. Richard, how are you?
Hello?
How are you, Richard?
I'm fine. I'd like to know if you get locked up like one time, can you still get through with your papers, or
what'd you get locked up for?
Apparently, my kids and the neighbors, they was giving trouble, so I kind of scold both of them, and then the neighbor called the police on me.
All right. So there was some sort of they made some allegation that child abuse or child neglect or whatever it may be.
Yes.
And then what happened with the case?
Oh, the case finished.
I know, but I know it's finished. What was the result of it? The finished case.
The person who actually made the complaint. Every time I leave from here, go down to Miami for the court. They didn't show up to court. Period. And I've been going down there for a year and nobody shows up.
Okay. Then what happened?
That's it. Nobody shows up.
So you have no criminal record? Is that what you're saying?
No, they lock me up. They take my fingerprint and everything.
I understand that. Were you convicted of a crime?
No, that's what I'm saying. They take my fingerprint and they didn't lock me up or anything. They just take the fingerprint and send me home. But when I be going to court for 1 year, and all the people who made the complaint, they didn't show up for the whole entire year. Nobody shows up.
The last time you went to court, did the judge use the word case dismissed?
No, because the lady who prosecuted me talked to the judge and said that she sent a letter to the kids them, and nobody didn't come for the whole entire year.
I don't know what to tell you because I don't know what the result of your. I've asked it like 5 different ways, right?
Yes.
Okay. What was the result? I know you're telling me the facts. The facts are somebody accused you of some sort of child abuse or child neglect, and you had to go to court. I don't even know if this is a criminal issue or a family court issue. I'm not even sure what it is, but you went to court. One second. Was it a criminal court or a family court?
No, criminal court.
Okay. You went to criminal court time and time again. Just because the accuser doesn't show up doesn't mean you're innocent, okay? It's a prosecutor. The district attorney has to say, I'm dropping the charges, or a judge has to say, case dismissed. If those words didn't come out of the judge's mouth or out of the prosecutor's mouth, you have a pending case still. Is that what
That's what the prosecutor said because she spoke to the judge, and the prosecutor said she's gonna drop it because she been waiting for a year and nobody answered her on the paper that she said.
All right. So now the prosecutor said she was going to drop the case, and my question to you is: was the case dropped?
Yes, sir. It's been like a year now.
How long ago? A year now.
2 years now.
Okay. And is this the only time you've ever been arrested in your life?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And you want to apply for your citizenship or your green card?
No, because my wife is doing my papers now. I'm just now doing my papers.
All right. Well, I mean, as long as the case was dismissed, you should be okay. But when you do your paperwork, you better get a letter from the court. It's called a disposition, saying that what you were arrested for and that the charges were dismissed. You need that.
Okay. So, hold on. Let me write it down. Listen, disposition.
Yes.
Okay.
And that disposition better say dismissed. By the way, Richard, let me make a suggestion to you because I don't want you to get screwed up here. Okay? You live in Hartford, Connecticut. We have an office in Hartford, Connecticut. All right? We have an office on Congress Street. You can go right down the street, speak to Marina. She's a fabulous immigration attorney. She works here for Spar and Bernstein. She's an attorney at Spar and Bernstein. She's up in Hartford 3 days a week. And speak to her and just make sure that what you're telling me, what I'm understanding, because I can only give you advice based on what I'm understanding. I just want to make sure that we're all talking the same thing. All right? So hold on. I think that would be the smartest thing. Let's go to Melissa or Melissa.
Yes, I'm on.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
What's going on?
I came here a couple weeks ago. However, when I came through immigration stamped my passport. I'm coming from a Caribbean country. They stamped my passport with 6 months. When I went up to customs, they interrogate me, throw up my stuff, and then they searched me up and all of that, and then they said to me, you have 11 days. I want to know if that 11 days that they gave me, does that stand, or should I go with what immigration had stamped in my passport?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what's in your passport. I don't know what happened at customs. Generally, it's whatever immigration stamps in your passport. You can go online, okay?
I did try that. I-95.
Yeah, and what they say online? What did it say online?
It said 6 months.
Then you're fine. If that's what it says online, then it's 6 months.
Okay.
All right?
All right, thanks for your help.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. We have plenty of room on our lines here. So if you want to call and get your immigration questions answered, I'm here to give you the free advice. But I can't give you the free advice if you don't call. can't do it. All right, let's go to Konati.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce your name? Konati. I had it right the first time. What's up?
Yeah. Hi, Brad. I went to my citizenship interview. I passed everything. Yesterday I checked in line, and then they said they send me later for oath ceremony.
Great.
By 30 days, if I don't receive nothing, I have to request the copy of the receipt. Now is 1 week I didn't receive nothing. Is no way I can go over there to, because sometimes my mailman is big.
I'm confused. You went for your citizenship interview, and it's been 1 week since your interview, and they said wait for 30 days for your oath ceremony. It hasn't been 30 days yet.
No. It's 1 month now.
1 month, and you haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah. So I checked the in line that says, okay, in 30 days, they said they send me later. They schedule me.
Oh, and you don't know when it is.
Ceremony.
Right. You don't know when it. Yeah. Go down to immigration and ask. Get another letter.
Okay. How can I do that? I have to take an appointment or walk down to immigration?
You can go take an appointment. Go online to uscis.gov, make an InfoPass appointment, or go wait on the line. Say, hey, or call the 1-800 number. Maybe they can mail it to you again.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway,
Try the 1-800 number first. Try the 1-800 number first.
Okay.
And then if not, then you have to go down.
Myself, right?
Yes, you don't need me.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, bud.
All right. Okay. You see, when you don't need me, you don't need me. Let's go to Jewel in Stamford, Connecticut. Jewel.
Hi, good afternoon.
How are you?
I am good.
Good.
I received a note from immigration based on a marriage AOF, and I've responded. But my work permit, it's going to be expiring at the end of April. Should I reapply? I didn't want to reapply before because of the noise and all of that, but I'm thinking, should I reapply or should I wait on them to give me a decision?
Reapply for your work permit because you don't know when you're going to get that decision.
Okay, so even though I'm about 25 days off, I should reapply now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know if you're going to get it. Maybe you'll get a decision tomorrow, and then you're going to say, I can't believe I listened to Brad and I paid the money to. But you don't know. You may not get a decision for a year from now. So have a work permit. Okay? Because you don't know when the decision's going to come. Go do it. Protect yourself.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. 1-800-529-5465. Lisa in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Hello, good afternoon, Brad.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Fabulous. What's going on?
I'm calling to ask you a favor.
You're calling what?
I'm calling to ask a favor.
You want a favor?
You have my husband. He's not working. He's on disability. I was wondering, does that pose a problem for him to file for my green card or anything like that?
No, because if you're on disability, it's not need-based. It's because of an injury, I assume. So he absolutely can file for you. And if his disability payments are enough to support you and the family, fabulous. If not, you get a second affidavit of support.
And you have an office in Hartford, right?
We have an office in Hartford, correct.
Okay, and even if he's not paying no taxes, it's fine?
Well, I don't know, I don't know tax law if you have to pay taxes on disability payments. If you do, he has to pay his taxes. If you don't have to pay taxes on disability payments, then you don't, So, it depends on the policy and how he took it out.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, but you can come see our Hartford office and we'll figure it all out for you.
Okay, I'll do just that.
Okay. All right, 1-800. I think I cut her off by mistake. I apologize, Lisa. Someone is going to speak to you. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm sure she understands.
Yeah.
She sounded understanding.
Yes, media trainer. Look this way. 1-800-529-5465. The media trainer, she's not dead, but if she was dead, the media trainer would be turning in her grave. She's alive, the media trainer.
Who's the media trainer?
Do you have a...
I don't, but if I had one...
I was just about to say.
There is no media trainer. I literally just decided to do a radio show and then turn an iPhone on the radio show and then do this, and I just started doing it. There was no training.
That is...
Well, I got you. Anytime you look at me, I'll tell you to look right there.
Yeah, just say, look back that way.
There you go.
All right, let's go to Val in Boston, Massachusetts. Val. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
What's going on?
Oh, no, I just want to call first to thank you for the good job you're doing for us in America.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I want to make a special request. I've earlier sent a text. Can you not have an office in Boston?
Not
So
yet.
that even if it's a day, we can go there and consult with the lawyers because we are all missing out. We can't afford to be traveling between New York and Connecticut.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of people here in Boston that watch your program. We want to have something to do with you, but please, can you not help us? Even if it's one day.
We can do, but I understand what you're saying. I can't be everywhere in every city. Hopefully, maybe one day we will. But right now, it's just New York and Hartford. It's what we can do with the resources that we have. But what we can do is we can do phone consultations from all over the United States. So even though you don't physically see us, you don't have to. We can do a phone consultation. We can do a Skype consultation. We email back and forth documents. It works. And then when it comes time to go for an interview or a court date or whatever it is in Boston, we'll fly up for the day. It's kind of how we do it right now.
Let me share an experience with you. I came to New York. I had a guy who told me I was going to handle my case.
Uh-huh.
And I have to travel, send message, make calls. I never see this lawyer to talk to. At the end of the day, he never send the relevant document to the immigration, and I have an issue there. But I'm just thinking that if I could walk into my lawyer, we had a robust discussion, and I know what he's doing. Then for immigration to send a letter back and say, hey, certain evidence is not there, and you give everything to the lawyer.
I understand. Yeah, I understand. You want to see your lawyer face to face. I get it.
Sometimes it's good to see them.
Sure, I get it. All right, we're going to put it on our list of things to do. Office in Boston.
Could you guys do like a pop-up shop? Like
a pop-up shop, pop-up office? No, it doesn't work now. You can't do pop-up offices.
I was very happy, even if it's one day.
All right, we'll see what we can do. We'll definitely take it under consideration. So thank you for calling.
Okay.
Appreciate it. All right. 1-800-529-5465. Wait till Lenny finds out that we're opening up an office in Boston.
I was going to say she's going to have an aneurysm.
She's going to have an aneurysm. All right, let's go to.
Not an aneurysm.
Let's go. You know what?
I said not an aneurysm.
Yeah, she will have an aneurysm. She will die.
We
she will
just
die.
opened our
That's
Connecticut
Lenny, the
office.
firm administrator.
Yeah.
She will die. She will be dead.
Her eyes have rolled all the way back into her head.
He sounded so sad. Why can't you do like a pop-up office? Or like maybe if you work with him, it's like if you can guarantee 30
There's licensing requirements. You just can't just show up and just be like, lawyer in a bus and show up and leave.
You should tell them that. That's why you can't do it.
I can do it. I can't be everywhere.
Right.
But I'm going to figure out how I can be everywhere.
That'd be awesome.
We're going to figure out how I can be everywhere. He needed me. Yeah. All right. Let's go to Samson in Rome, Italy. What? Are you in Rome?
Yeah.
How are you?
Doing great.
What's going on? What are you doing in Rome these days?
Nothing much, just
Nothing
working.
much? Working? Where are you originally from?
I'm from Nigeria.
You're from Nigeria, because Samson didn't sound Italian, right? Okay, so what are you calling the show for today? Samson from Nigeria working in Italy.
Yeah.
What is your question?
I want to know, immigrants in Italy, kind of what is going to require for him to get a visiting visa to the state.
You want to know to get a visitor's visa for the state for who? For you?
Yeah.
Okay, so Samson, who's working in, well, first of all, you're not a citizen of Italy, are you, or a resident of Italy, are you?
Italy, no, I'm not.
No. So you're basically then, just because you're working in Italy doesn't really give you a lot of advantage of getting a visitor's visa to go to the United States. You're a citizen of Nigeria. As a Nigerian, you have to go in and show you have enough ties back to Nigeria and to Italy that you're only coming to visit and going to return. That's the whole idea behind a visitor's visa. Prove to them you're leaving the country after your visit's up, and prove to them you are not coming here to work. Those are the two things you got to do.
Okay. All right.
Hold on if you need help. All right. Now, I knew he was not Italian just by the name.
Mr. Sampson.
It'd be Samsone.
You know what I should have said instead of hold on? I should have said arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
But I didn't say that.
You gotta say it with the.
I didn't think of it at the moment.
You gotta do
It's all
that.
Should I
good.
go back and go
You
back
can do
and
it right now.
Go back and say, hey, Samson, arrivederci.
By the way.
By the way, arrivederci. All right, let's go to Kofi in Atlantic City. Kofi,
Yeah,
how are you?
I'm fine, buddy.
What's going on?
I have a question. Buddy, I have a question. I have friends, right? But he been here like 11 years. But somebody brought him from Ghana to here. But they use somebody's passport to bring me here. But he got here like 10 years now. So like he don't know what to do now.
How old was he when he came?
He was like 28.
All right, so he came here on a fraudulent document. He came here,
Yeah.
all right, his name is, John, and he said his name was Sam, or whatever it may be. So he came on a fraudulent document. Does he have the passport which he used to come here on, or no?
No, he do the.
All right.
So like he made a new passport here.
All right, so he's out of status. He committed fraud. He needs a green card. You know what? You know what I say to those things? He needs a consultation. I'm never going to figure it out on the show. He needs a consultation. We'll see what we can do to help him. Obviously, whatever we do, there's a waiver for fraud. So, hopefully we'll figure it out for him. So hold on one second, all right? 1-800-529-5465. This is the time now when we're going back to our social media crew. Woo! Woo!
We here.
Right.
The social media crew.
Is that what we are?
SMC.
SMC.
Ooh,
SMC in the house. Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Kimberly Belgium Kim Moore.
Oh, look, they changed your name.
Right, Yo-Yo Elias and Belgium Kim. The social media crew. We like
Crazy.
it. All right, so what do we got here on social media? My finger's falling off. Put the camera on them so I can fix my thing. All right, thank you. All right, this whole thing is falling off here. All right.
A lot of our viewers are suggesting
What?
in response to the Val's question of the pop-up shop or having an office in Boston, a lot of people are saying that you should have a halal cart style office that you can just drive around.
That would be hilarious.
Yes,
Dude, we talked about that.
I could give legal advice at meat lunches all day long. Would you like a meat lunch, or would you like
Chicken, beef, or immigration advice?
Exactly. Excuse me. Can I get immigration advice and some water, please?
We have talked about that. Oh, there's a glorious laughter in the background.
I don't know what that was. I thought that was an airplane taking off. I didn't know what that was. I thought you were like flying me off
Right,
to.
yeah.
That was not. It sound like a glorious laughter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
All right. So what do we got going?
You want to start us off?
I can start us off.
Start us off.
All right, Shine Williams. If you're a U.S. citizen and you have a business outside of the U.S., but you spend 2 to 3 months out of the country and only in the U.S. for maybe about 2 months at a time, do you have to file taxes?
Yes, as a U.S. citizen, you have to file taxes for all income earned in the United States and anywhere in the world. Now, if you pay taxes in another country, you may get some sort of offsets or deductions as a result of that, but you need to speak to Carmela, our tax attorney, about that. That's beyond my expertise. But certainly, a U.S. citizen has to file taxes, even if they never step foot in the United States for the year.
We've got a question from David. Actually, it's David because he speaks French. Says, how many times a year does a citizenship ceremony happen in New York City?
Almost daily.
Daily?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize there were so many.
Yeah.
All right, Orlando Simpson. Okay, applied for my citizenship and I missed my first interview because they said send a letter. Only a letter saying I missed my appointment. I went to immigration office and they put in a request to own back my case. But it's been about 2 years now and still nothing. What can I do?
If you missed your appointment, your case was denied. I can almost guarantee you. The only reason why your case wasn't denied is if you were in a coma in a hospital. Okay, immigration, they got quotas. They got to finish up cases. Okay, so if you don't show up, the officer is thrilled to write, didn't show up, case denied, done. So what you need to do is refile again, whatever you filed for. Come see me. Stop waiting for 2 years.
Barbara, it's a red watch, all right?
What is that?
They're like, what is that red thing? It's a red watch.
It's a watch.
Right?
Right.
It's just a watch.
Okay. All right.
No newborns here. Not yet.
What did they think it was?
What is that? Like, I
What did they
guess
think
it's
it was?
like a
Like
symbol. If you have like something red, you have like a newborn or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Thing like a hospital band?
I don't know. It's a red watch though. No newborns.
No babies.
No new babies.
Happy birthday.
Shop's closed.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I would bet the shop was never open. Right? You have no children, right?
No.
No children.
Karkush wants to know.
Yeah.
Can someone who owes taxes still give an affidavit of support?
Yes, owing taxes, you can file an affidavit of support because you just have to submit a tax return to show what your income is. On the affidavit of support, and wow, now I can't even talk. On the affidavit of support, it doesn't ask, do you owe taxes? It just says, what's your income? You could even give an affidavit of support if you file bankruptcy. I get those questions too.
Good. All right. Vanessa Parker. How long after the immigration sends the letter?
By the way, Jill, I hear there's a lot of people talking right outside our studio. As producer, Jill, please tell people to stay away from the studio because it's bothersome not only to me but to the other performers on our show. Thank you very much.
Pissing us off, guys.
Pissing us off. Because I'm listening to it for 10 minutes now.
Right.
So I'm pissing me off. Now, what is your question?
All right, Vanessa Parker.
Yeah.
How long after the immigration sends the letter that your green card is approved, and also how long will it take to get a green card in your actual hand?
What do you mean, how long will it take till it's approved?
So how long after the immigration sends the letter that your green card, do they send you a letter?
Oh, you sent a letter saying you're approved. You want to know how long the green card's in the hand?
Yes.
4 to 8 weeks.
All right.
We've got Martine who says, another quick question. I have a relative that's eligible for his citizenship. The only problem with that is that he's not that well versed in English. He's got reading and writing problems, and his sight is failing. Is there a waiver for someone who has those kinds of problems?
There's a waiver for people with medical conditions that they can show that they're not medically capable of taking the test. Maybe because he has sight problems, he can't read. That I don't know. They also give waivers for people who are over the age of 55 and had a green card for more than 15 years, so that could be a possibility as well.
All right. We have Ferdinand Takas.
Yes.
So my brother...
Takas?
Takas.
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 T-A-C-A-S.
Takas.
Sure.
Tuckus would be a tough
Tuckus
name to
would
pull
be,
off.
yes. My name is Frederick Tuckus.
Mr. Tuckus.
Mr. Tuckus to you. Well, we're not making fun of you, Frederick. What's the question?
All right. So my brother, is this Parisian or is this supposed to be
Parisian?
Parisian.
I thought it was petition.
Maybe petition.
I think it's petition. Okay. My brother's petition approved and sent to NVC for visa processing after 3 weeks. We received a letter that my brother's visa processing still not available. Priority not current. So.
Yeah, if you filed for your brother, the priority date's not going to be current for about 13 or 14 years, maybe even 15 years. Going to be waiting a very long time.
Glamma wants to know: can a stepdad filing for his stepchild as file for his stepchild as a dependent? They are currently living together.
Can a stepdad
file?
Yeah.
For his stepchild.
As long as the marriage happened before the age of 18, the answer is yes.
All right, Maria. Green card holder can petition an immediate family member such as spouse and children, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But they're not considered immediate family members. When you use the word immediate family member in immigration, that means that you are a child under the age of 21 of a U.S. citizen, a spouse of a U.S. citizen, or a parent of a U.S. citizen, and the child sponsoring you is over 21. That's what an immediate relative is under the immigration law. So I just want to make that clear. Those people have no waiting list. When you are a permanent resident and you're filing for your child or your spouse, your preference, it is your immediate relative in the English language, but legally speaking, it's not an immediate relative for immigration. You're on a preference waiting list. Just want to make that clear.
We've got a question from Normita.
Uh-huh.
Normita says, I had 3 sons in the Philippines, and we've been waiting for their petition date to become current, but it's now been 16 years. Is that normal? Can you help me?
3 sons in the Philippines.
3 sons in the Philippines.
16 years.
16.
Is Normita a citizen or a resident?
We don't know. Could you give her
We
weight test
don't
for
know.
both?
Is the children married or single?
Also information we don't have.
Okay, I would assume they are married.
Okay.
Because if they were single, they would have had their green cards already. But married children of U.S. citizens, people who filed in March 22nd, 1995, are getting their green cards for their married children from the Philippines. So it is a 24 or 23-year wait. Single from the Philippines is 12 years. So much for chain migration.
Right.
Wow.
All right.
So the answer there is don't get married.
Don't get married if you're from the don't get married, period, if you're waiting for a green card, but
Right.
certainly don't get married from the Philippines. All right, so Mel from Long Island's been waiting a little bit. We're gonna go talk to Mel, and then I want to catch up with David Moreno, who is going to be talking about a gentleman who is charged with possession with intent to sell because he was a kid at a music festival.
Wow.
We go to a music festival, we're going to talk about it. But let's go to Mel first. All right, Mel from Long Island.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Mel, what's up?
I'm good. I think I have about probably 2 or I think probably 3 questions. Yeah, I left Jamaica and came to the U.S. visiting, of course, and then what happened is I was in the U.S. I went to another small island that's in Mexico. I went to Mexico. Entering back the U.S., I got a different 6-month stamp in my book.
Good.
What I want to know is, do I work with the recent 6 months or the one even from Jamaica?
You work with whatever they told you last time. You work with whatever they told you last time you came into the embassy. I mean, not the embassy, the United States. I apologize. I'm getting a feedback in
now.
Yeah, you got to lower your. You got to lower your. I'm going to put her on hold because we're getting a feedback. If Fiona, if you can speak with her and see if we can fix that feedback, because when the feedback comes back into my head and I'm hearing what I'm saying 4 seconds later,
I don't know how you do that.
You get
That
tongue
the hell out
tied.
of me.
You get tongue tied a little bit. All right, so we had David Moreno on the other day, but nobody really saw this when we had all our technical issues.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure people see it. He recently represented a kid. Okay, 18, 19, went to. You've been to music festivals, right?
Coachella,
right?
Made in America.
Okay,
all of those.
so he represented this kid, and some young woman came over to this kid, 18, 19-year-old kid, and said, hey, you got some drugs, you want to party, you want to. And he's like, well, I got something, for me and my friends. And he's like, yeah, you can come party with us. And, something to that effect.
Right.
Maybe I'm paraphrasing what the young woman said. And it turns out the young woman was an undercover cop and arrested this young kid for sale, not even possession, sale of drugs. He's a college kid, never been charged or arrested with anything in his life, and was looking at several years in jail.
Are you
and
serious?
ruining his life.
Did you say 7 years?
Several.
Oh, wow, several years.
All right, let's watch how David Moreno took care of this.
That is so foul.
Yeah. So for many of you who know, David Moreno is one of our fantastic criminal defense attorneys here at Spar and Bernstein. He's a former Manhattan district attorney right here in New York City. He's also named one of the top black lawyers, top 40 under 40 actually, national black from the National Black Lawyers Association. He has been named one of the top 100 trial lawyers in the United States of America. He has been also named as an Expert Network Distinguished Lawyer and has also recently just won the coveted Rising Stars and Super Lawyers. He makes up one of the 3 of the tag teams we have here in criminal defense at Spar and Bernstein: David Moreno, Paul Hirsch, Jake Hudnut. They're our our criminal defense team here at Spar and Bernstein. They handle all criminal cases in New York and New Jersey, as also federal cases throughout the United States of America. And David, we've talked about your Avo page in the past. I went through it again recently. It's an online site where people go to find attorneys, AVVO, and you go, and also if you're a former client, you can always go and leave a review or a comment about your attorney. And I just found this one. It was left on March 20th. It was by an anonymous person, but he did give you 5 stars. I guess he didn't want to, or she did not want to say who they are. But let me read what it says here. It says, "Amazing lawyer, I highly recommend. Hiring Dave to represent me was the best decision I could have made. I was facing a felony and misdemeanor charge for intent to sell and possession. I was very worried and concerned because I had never been in this situation before, but Dave reassured me and worked swiftly to achieve the best possible result for me, especially since I had no previous criminal record. I was initially facing 1 to 3 years in prison, but because of Dave's hard work and diligence, I ended up serving 7 days private community service and walked away with only a disorderly conduct. I am eternally grateful for what Dave has done for me, and I feel as if I have a new lease on life to really make a positive impact on society. I highly recommend hiring Dave for your legal needs." Possession with intent to distribute. That's a big deal. And even some people may be even saying, wow, why are you so proud that you got a drug dealer off the street? And now this guy says, it was his first offense. He was never arrested before, but he was facing 1 to 3 years in jail. So what happened, and what do you have to say about this character, the gentleman that you represented?
I can speak ad nauseum about this client's character, and I am elated that I got him off of the charges. And this is exactly what prosecutors do. This is what police officers do. They read the charges, and they forget about who the person is behind the charges, right? They forget about the facts, the underlying facts that led to this sort of arrest. Now, you read that, you think that we've got Pablo Escobar on our hands. No, we didn't. Not even close.
Well, one of Pablo Escobar's
one of his comrades
who he gave drugs to go sell on the street. Right.
No,
and then you hear of Donald Trump now saying we want to execute drug dealers. So you hear Donald Trump, this guy gets charged with a drug offense. He should be executed. Sounds like a very bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about him.
So our client in this situation, and he's a very bright guy. Obviously, he left it anonymous because that's under my advice. He was at a music festival in New York City. And what do people do at music festivals, Brad?
They party.
And how do they party?
They drink, they do drugs, that's life.
Okay.
Well, every teenager and every millennial has gone to, I would assume, 1 or 2 music festivals. Maybe not, but many do. Maybe not everybody, but many do, and those who don't are aware of what goes on.
Okay. So our client was at this music festival, and he wasn't at the door. He wasn't hanging out by the bathroom shadily, selling people drugs for $10 or $20 or whatever it goes for. He was partying with his friends. We're talking about a young man, a very young man. He's partying with his friends. A police officer walks up to him, an undercover cop, a female. She starts flirting with him. Says, hey, I want to hang out. I want to party with you. Do you have anything? Do you have anything for me? I want to party with you. And our client goes, he sees the girl. He thinks he's got a chance. He's like, yeah, I've got some stuff. Do you want to party with us?
Now, is this a young black man?
This is a young black man.
Okay, now this music festival, I assume there's the whole Rainbow Coalition is there, the whole gamut. And she purposely went after this young black man.
Went directly to our client.
Right.
She went directly to our client, and she enticed him. And my client did not take $1, not 1 red cent from this undercover officer.
Just shared what he had.
He shared what he had with her. And I'll get into the law of it all in a minute. Shared what he had with her. She walks away, after hanging out with him a little while longer. And, 5 minutes, 10 minutes pass, and he's arrested. And he had a couple of pills on him. Remaining pills was 3 pills, which he had for him and his friends. He didn't make $1. He didn't sell anything for profit, and they arrested him and charged him with several felonies, possession, and then they charged him with possession with intent for the 3 pills that he had on him. And they state that the 3 pills he had on him is possession with intent because there's an inference.
What were the pills that he had?
He had ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
He had ecstasy on him.
Right.
He's at the party. There's a presumption under the law if you have more than one of something. Or
You're selling drugs.
Correct. So also under the law, which a lot of people don't know, and I initially didn't know.
So even though no money exchanged hands, the fact that he had 3 pills on him, the law presumes you wouldn't be walking around with 3 pills because it's more than you would consume in any 24-hour period.
Correct.
So obviously you're a seller.
Correct. And also under the law, a sale means not to exchange currency. A sale means to sell or to give or to share. So I can literally give you this pen. If this pen was narcotics, you received it. We've just completed a sale under the law.
No consideration needed.
No consideration needed.
Right, and consideration means that there has to be a fair bargaining, a handshake agreement. You give me this, I give you that.
Under the law, the sale
could be a gift.
Correct. So now in this case, it's very interesting. We've got a young kid. He's got a lot of stuff going for him. It's a great job, great educational background, great family, great volunteer history. He's done a lot of work for different organizations. Just an amazing kid that was out partying, made a stupid mistake. So we've spoken about this in the past, and you said there are 3 ways to defend a criminal case.
Right.
In this case, we're highlighting more than one.
So let's talk about the 3 ways, because we talk about it all the time. You can argue the law's against you. All right, there's a violation of law. You know, this cop should never have frisked him and found the drugs on him. It was an illegal search, illegal stop. You can argue the facts. Wasn't me. I wasn't there. It was somebody else. Somebody else's drugs, not my drugs. It was the guy down the street's drugs. It was the guy singing up on the stage. He handed them to me. I don't know, whatever it is. Possible, you never know. Or the third thing is you argue this person doesn't deserve what he's being charged with. Let me tell you about this human being. Let me tell you about the character of this person. This person should not be characterized as a drug dealer. Let me tell you more about this person, and let me paint a brighter picture. Because right now, all you see is a stick figure. Let me take out my paintbrush and paint all the colors of this person.
Great. Now, this is the new unique case, and it's clear that you went to Dave's School of Criminal Defense, right?
Yes.
This is the unique case where I use all 3 to our advantage, right? The law. How is the law on our side? There's a little thing in the law called entrapment. And what this police officer did was entrapment. She solicited our client. Our client didn't solicit her. Right? So we have the law on our side there.
Right. He didn't walk over to her and said, hey, I got 3 pills. You want one?
Correct.
Right.
Also, what we have on our side, look at the facts. The facts, when you read the charges, is possession and possession with intent to sell and a sale. When I tell you these facts, after hearing it, you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. The facts are on our side. And third, in this case, our client has a lot going for him. This is his only contact. This kid didn't even have a traffic infraction prior to this. He's never done anything wrong in his life in terms of the criminal justice system, and he's got a lot going for him. So we're now highlighting who this client was as a person. So now I present to the prosecutor, I said, look, we can go forward with this case. We go to trial, you better be prepared to overcome the entrapment. Right, because I'm going to have the jury hear from the judge an instruction on whether or not the jury believed that this police officer solicited the criminal conduct that the client was accused of, or whether the client initiated the criminal conduct. If the jury heard that testimony, the way it would have came out, because our client was articulate, the story was true, there were several witnesses, that case most likely would have been dismissed.
What would be that? How would you describe, if you can say, like, you know, for if you were an armchair, we always like to use the joke, you're an armchair lawyer, meaning, for people who didn't go to law school, how would you describe to a jury what entrapment is?
Simple. Entrapment is very, very, breaking it down in layman's terms.
Yeah.
Entrapment is an action by law enforcement that would cause you to commit a crime, right? So in this case, using this case for example, legitimately, our client would have not committed the crime,
but for
the police's actions.
Right.
Simple.
Right. He would never have shared these 3 other pills with anybody else.
Now, our client was guilty of possession of controlled substance.
Right.
Correct. And theoretically, under the law, if we're being honest and objective, every single pill he shared with his friends, that was a sale.
Right.
That was a sale. But his conduct and behavior wasn't any different than 85% of the people at this music festival.
And everybody's partying, dancing, they look like they could be drunk or eyes watery. Why did you pick this person out of everybody?
Because he fit a specific profile, right? He fit a specific profile. He was an easy target. Look, I don't want to get into the whole racial aspect of it, but as a black man, I'm very conscious of it. I'm cognizant of it. Having him as a defendant in the courthouse, it's more likely that he's going to deal with stiffer penalties. I mean, this stuff is well documented. There's documentary after documentary on it. There are a number of statistics on it. It happens here in New York City just like it happens in Jackson, Mississippi. It happens all across the country.
It happens in Los Angeles. It happens in
everywhere.
Miami. It happens in Chicago.
It happens everywhere.
So now this kid, okay, facing 1 to 3 years in jail, a felony drug sale, ruins his career. Whatever his career is, if he wanted to be a doctor, can't. If he wanted to be a lawyer, can't. If he wanted to go work at any major company, you fill out a job application. Have you ever been convicted of a felony? There's very few companies that would ever even hire him. All because he was stupid and had 3 pills for him and his friends and was flirting with a girl who turned out to be a woman who turned out to be an undercover cop. What happened with this case?
Well, I convinced the prosecutor that it wouldn't be in their best interest to go to trial. Obviously for them, they weren't going to just concede the case at that point. So we bargained because we could have pushed this thing all the way to a trial, but our client has a very busy life. It could take, up to a year, more than a year for us to get before a jury. So I highlighted who he was a little bit more. And I said, look, give this kid a chance. Let's have him pay his debt a little bit, right? He did do something wrong. He was in possession of a controlled substance. I convinced the prosecutor as an adequate sentence. Our client is very interested in public interest and community service and giving back. I said, how about we have our client, do some more community service. Let's have him contribute positively to society so he feels, some sort of punishment for his actions because he's a young kid. If he just walks clean off, then there's no lesson to be learned, right? I'm in this not just because I want to get every client off. I want to help them move forward to become better people. That's why I do what I do. So he did 7 days community service. I believe this client volunteered at a hospital working with cancer patients for 7 days. And once he completed that, he pled guilty to a violation, a disorderly conduct. A disorderly conduct it can be being too loud on the street. It can be blocking the sidewalk. It can be literally getting into a shoving match with someone. It's non-criminal. It gives him no criminal record. He paid a little $120 fine, and that was it.
So when he goes on a job interview and you fill out the form and it says, have you ever been convicted of a crime? The answer is no. It was a disorderly conduct.
Correct. And in fact, you don't even have to say disorderly conduct. If you've ever been convicted of a crime, the answer is just no.
And then that's it.
Even a disorderly conduct, at that, only law enforcement can see that, and that itself is sealed in off your record after 2 years anyway.
So how does it make you feel? You help somebody who obviously made a very bad decision, stupid decision. Lots of kids make stupid decisions. There was half of the people at this festival made a stupid decision. This kid got caught making it. How does it make you feel that this kid made a stupid decision, really could have cost him his life, his career, and you got him back on track, a new lease on life, you gave him an opportunity? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel tremendously humbled. Again, this is exactly why I do this. Reading this kid's words, these thoughtful words about what I did for him, it touched my heart because a lot of kids aren't given second chances. A lot of kids don't have diligent representation. There are a lot of kids just like this client sitting in Rikers Island right now. So the fact that I was able to make a significant impact on his life, not only his life, but those around him, his family members, his unborn children, because this can start a vicious cycle. God forbid this client went down for a felony, and now he's out of society for a while. He can't get a job. He's now an absentee parent. Like, this starts such a cycle. Yeah. And we were able to break the cycle by getting this kid a second chance.
I'm reading again what he wrote here, and I'm just going to read part of it. Again, because it was so important to everybody out there. I was facing 1 to 3 years in prison, but because of Dave's hard work, his diligence, I did 7 days private community service and walked away with only a disorderly conduct. I am eternally grateful for what Dave has done for me, and this is what's important, this is what you were saying. And I feel as if I have a new lease on life to really make a positive impact on society.
And I'm confident this guy will.
Dave, wonderful job, fantastic job. This is what we do here at Spar and Bernstein. This is just a little tidbit of what we do here. But for everybody out there, God forbid you are ever arrested in a crime. God forbid you're ever being investigated. Maybe you're going through the process right now. Have good criminal defense attorneys representing you. Obviously, prior successful results can never guarantee a similar outcome, but I will say the difference between going to jail and not going to jail is probably, and people can argue with me all day long, but this is my opinion. 50% is the facts, and 50% is who's your attorney. Now, you can't control the facts of your case. Well, you can until you get caught, but certainly you can control who your lawyer is. You can control the other 50%. You're looking at very good criminal defense attorney, our entire team here. Save our number. You never know when you'll need it. 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. And for everybody out there who says that they don't think that they would ever need a number for a lawyer, you're wrong. I've never met a human being in my entire life that lives in the United States of America that at one point in their lifetime either needed a good lawyer or their very close family member needed a good lawyer. You're looking at him. David Moreno, 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. Thank you very much, David. Fantastic job. Thank you. All right, so Jonathan was going crazy during that segment.
Crazy, man. Like,
literally, he's like, I can't believe this.
I can't. One, I just want to first off commend you guys for the work that you guys do, because growing up, me being a black man, I've been, involved in police brutality, put in the back of a car for no reason. Me,
right.
Straight A student.
Most.
Exactly. Literally just walking from my house to the corner store, put in the back of a car, like slammed in the back, thrown everything out of my pockets. But then also with dealing with lawyers, it's always like, at least from what I've seen, it's always like a greasy car salesman type of vibe. Like, they don't really care about your case. You're just a number. But like with your firm, like the people under you, like, it seems like it's so genuine. Like, you guys actually really care about it.
We
And
do.
like, just with this story right here,
We
it
do.
hits me because I've been to so many concerts, so many different festivals. And the fact that this kid said that I will give you some of my stuff that I paid for, you know what I mean? Granted, like you said, we all make mistakes as kids, but like that doesn't mean that your entire life has to be all messed up just because of that one
And I'll
thing.
say this, I am sure, that, listen, I went to music festivals too at one point in my life.
Yeah.
I'm no angel either.
Right.
Okay? I'm not.
What
I'm not an
you doing
angel.
over there,
Okay?
Brad?
But I guarantee you at least, let's say, call it half the kids.
More than that.
Okay? And maybe more than half those kids.
If you have ever been to Coachella, you would understand. Over half of them.
Okay, over half of them have drugs on them or
Absolutely.
are on drugs or smoking, doing something that is not kosher, not legal, whatever you want to say.
Yes.
And for an undercover cop to go find a young
One black kid.
Yeah.
One black man.
Right.
Knowing damn well, he's gonna be thrown out. He's gonna be in that system. That already messes you up. Just like you said, it messes you up in the future. So like,
and
once
he was
you're in
a
that
college
mindset-
kid. I don't know if he
Yeah.
has straight A's. I didn't check his report
It
card.
doesn't
But
matter,
it doesn't
but
really
you're in
matter.
college.
I mean, if he had D's, it doesn't matter. Even if he
You're
wasn't in
still
college,
enrolled.
all right, it was going to screw up his whole entire life. He
Exactly.
wasn't like a career criminal or anything.
It's crazy.
And even if he was, he still shouldn't be going over there.
Exactly. No.
All right.
So good job.
Thank
Kudos
you.
to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. And it was a good job for David Moreno as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
All right. 1-800-5.
Okay, that sounded better. Like the other one sounded like a plane taking off.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Yeah, that sounds better.
All right. 1-800. That's a much better applause there.
That's a nice applause.
Yes. You look nice today, by the way, Kim.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and you're a handsome man too.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's go to. I didn't want to
He said
leave
he's
you
not
out.
yelling at us, you guys, so he's just gonna be fishing out compliments. I like this new Brad.
Yeah, new Brad.
good.
Oh, by the way, before we get to Carol, I'm going to be with you 1 minute, okay? I just wanted to make one comment. While we were listening to the show, Jeff Bosey was talking about my tunnel.
Yes.
Okay, and everyone's
Your
like, what tunnel are you
huge
talking about,
tunnel.
Jeff? So, let me explain, okay? Up until yesterday, okay, I could have done this show from Jeff Bosey's house. I could have done this show from anyone's house because we were just using Verizon fastest internet, your home connection. Basically, I guess we had the triple play from Verizon, if that even exists anymore.
Right.
But whatever it is, we were just using your general run-of-the-mill Verizon, and sometimes, the bandwidth goes up, it goes down, it goes up, goes down. So when we started this, it took over 7.5 months, and we weren't going to delay our show for 7.5 months, but we literally made a tunnel between our office, a dedicated tunnel between our office and wherever this internet goes in this world. I don't know, someplace in New Jersey. I don't know the exact address. And it's a dedicated line that there is nobody, literally a dedicated line. It took 7.5 months. That there is nobody that shares our bandwidth, and we go with this huge bandwidth like the Olympics, like we were sending off the Olympics, like I could be announcing, like the downhill skiing from the Olympics. I mean, that type of bandwidth. That's why I'm talking about
popping out your phone.
That's right. It should be right. So when we had some crackling,
that ain't right.
That ain't right. I had a whole tunnel built.
Hell nah. Now
That's
I understand why you was mad.
That's right. I was mad during the thing. I go, what happened to my freaking tunnel? And then Jeff Bosey's got to start commenting about the tunnel. All right, let's go.
Leave it to Jeff.
Let's go to Carol in Florence, South Carolina. Carol,
Hi.
How are you?
Hello? Yes, hi, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
I have a question about a petition that was filed in 2006, and it's now 2018, and it still hasn't gotten through.
Okay. Who filed for you in 2006? Your brother or sister, I assume?
My husband filed for my children.
Your husband filed for your children in 2006. Are they married or single?
They're single.
They are single. Where are they from? What country?
Jamaica.
Okay, they should be here 5 years ago. What happened?
They're in the country.
They're in America.
Yeah.
Okay, so they overstayed their time. They're adults, and I guess you need to do provisional waivers for them.
Right.
Right, and you haven't done that yet.
We've been going back and forth with it for all those years.
All right, so let me tell you something, my dear. Okay, these kids should have green cards years and years and years ago. I don't want to sit here and lambaste you for whatever you were doing wrong. We can't look in the past. All I can do is look in the future. And I can tell you that if you hold on and you make an appointment and you hire this law firm, we're going to get these kids provisional waivers. Keep our fingers crossed. Not everyone gets approved, but a lot do. They're going to go home, come back, and it'll take about a few months. Hold on one second. Let's get these kids green cards, all right? All right. Carol needs kids green cards. I'm not going to go any further than they need provisional waivers and she needs an appointment. All right. So what do we got on Facebook?
We have a question from Gail, and Gail said, I came to the U.S. on a visiting visa, got married to a permanent resident, but had a few domestic violence issues. So his citizenship has been denied twice. We have kids together, but are now separated. I also have a friend who owns 2 businesses that have offered to be a business sponsor so I can obtain my documents. Which route is best, and what's the duration on each?
I don't know what you're talking about because he said citizenship and then needs a business sponsor. So I don't know if you're applying for your green card or citizenship.
No, so she is applying, so the husband who was abusive is a permanent resident applying for his citizenship, and his citizenship has been denied. She is still trying to secure her green card.
I understand. Your husband should be filing for you as a permanent resident. It takes 18 months, 2 years. You'll do a provisional waiver.
All right, Vanessa Parker. Did I get Vanessa Parker?
You can ask that again.
If being abused by your husband and you just are being approved for 2 years green card, what should be my next step?
Call the police and get him the hell out of the house. That should be right now, this very moment.
911.
There is 911. You shouldn't be subject to abuse. Okay? And if you got your 2-year green card, you didn't. Either way, as long as you can prove it's a bona fide marriage, and if the police are literally picking him up at your house, and there's a police report that they're picking him up at the house, and he's abusing you, that's pretty much proof that you guys were living together. Okay? And you'll get a green card at VAWA, you'll remove your conditions, or even if you got your green card, you can remove your conditions based on abuse. So your next move is call 911. Then call me after the husband's out.
Get him out of there.
Yeah.
No reason to stay with an abusive husband.
Correct.
Ibrahim says, my wife applied for asylum a year ago. Could I request travel documents to go back home and then re-enter the U.S.? I'm out of status right now.
No, you can't go home if your wife applied for asylum. She's saying my life's in danger if I go home. They're going to kill me. They're going to torture me. And then you're saying, oh, by the way, can I go travel home? No, you can't do that.
All right, Reginald Amada. Hi, Brad. USCIS received my application September 12th, 2017. I did my fingerprints October 10th, 2017. I didn't get my interview date yet. Called the number 1-800 number. They said it's 10 to 15 months for my zip code in Brooklyn, 11221. What should I do?
You got to wait like everybody else, unfortunately. That's what it is.
So that's not been 10. No,
it's about 9 months. I know my clients that we're filing, we're getting the interview notices about 9 months after.
Christopher said, I want to get my paperwork in, but I can't afford the filing fee, but I think it's more than worth it. But it's tough. Is there any kind of payment plan that USCIS can put you on for your filing fees?
No, and it depends on, there's some applications that you can ask for a fee waiver, like Citizenship, but you can't get a fee waiver for green card applications, and there's no payment plans.
Okay, we have one from Sarita. My friend went on her interview for her 2 years green card, and she was told that she has to do a second interview. She was also getting a lawyer. She got a lawyer, and the lawyer told her that it was an immigration lawyer, told her that the immigration officer who had her case before doesn't have it anymore. She really doesn't know what else to do right now. She's been waiting for 16 months, and she's been waiting for a second interview.
All right, so you went for a first interview, and they didn't believe it was a real marriage. That's why you got a second interview. So when you get the second interview, it goes to a different officer than the first officer. It goes to what's called a Stokes officer, and they're going to eventually schedule you for an interview, hopefully sooner rather than later. You're going to go, that's why your immigration lawyer said it's with a different officer. The same officer is not going to interview you again. It goes to a Stokes officer, and it's a Stokes officer gives you a special interview. And the special interview is where they separate you and your husband, and you don't know what the questions are that your husband's going to hear, and your husband doesn't know the questions you're going to get, and they're going to compare the answers. What side of the bed do you sleep on? What type of toothpaste do you use? Where, matter of fact, we were going to do a bratified marriage, but I think we're going to do tax instead. But if you watch tomorrow, we're going to do a bratified marriage segment where we ask particular Stokes questions of people on the street, so you'll see what we're talking about.
We've got a question from Taylor who says,
I didn't know I was still on.
They like your face, man.
I had something stuck in my teeth. I'm glad I looked up. I'm like, I'm still on.
Got caught with our pants down.
Boy, they really screw me in that booth. Boy, they do it on purpose. Right? Yeah, they say, oh yeah, last time this guy ever yells at me.
That turkey sandwich. Oh, look at that.
Whoa.
Ooh,
that was like the Scooby-Doo.
Oh, wow.
It looks like we're ghosts.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't handle this. Oh, this is too
really
trippy.
Weird.
Too trippy.
That is trippy.
We've got Taylor T, who says, I came back 3 weeks ago from Jamaica, but now my daughter, who's in Jamaica, is sick. I only have a conditional green card, and I've traveled back on it 3 times already. Is it okay to go back down?
Yeah, just don't stay out of the country for more than 120 days in any 1 year period total.
Ahmed Budali. Hi. Who really controls the ICE agents or immigration and customs enforcement in each city and state? Is it the mayor or the governor?
It's President Trump. It's neither the mayor or the governor. It's federal.
We've got a question from Kimmy Kim, who is asking for a friend. She says, what if you're married to a permanent resident and you're on a waiting list? Is there some sort of waiver that you can get to stay in the U.S. if you don't want to go home to wait?
No, you can't. There's no waiver. You overstay your time and you're out of status. That's basically it. You can try to do a provisional waiver at the end. I would not be over status. I would go home. It's only 18, 24 months. It's not the end of the world.
All right, Susan Edwards. Can someone who received permanent residence as a retiree and never worked or filed taxes still have to meet the requirement of providing proof of 5 years taxes when applying for citizenship?
Didn't she ask this question already, or this was somebody else? I answered this earlier in the show. And
Did you?
Yeah, I think so. There's no requirement to pay taxes to become a citizen. The only requirement is, I think I did, right? The only requirement is that if you do work, you do have to pay taxes. But you don't have to pay taxes to become a citizen. Just if you did work, you have to pay taxes.
We've got a question from, sorry, I just lost my place, from Denisha, who says, how does Brad handle cases in the Caribbean?
Very nicely. It's a nice weather there. I enjoy it very, very much.
Okay, I've told you next time you go,
Yes. Right.
take your boy.
Yes. How do I handle it? Yeah, just like anywhere else. We talk on the phone, and whatever we need to do, we do.
All right, Ruby Ab Ag. Don't know if that's how you say it though. Can you please explain further the Child Status Protection Act?
That's a lot in the Child Status Protection Act. I will give it to you very simply. If you are being filed for by a parent who is a U.S. citizen, your application holds your date. So if you are 20 years old and 364 days and your U.S. citizen parent files for you, one day before your 21st birthday, your date is frozen in terms of your birthday at 20 years, 364 days. So even if you turn 22 or 23 years old, and it takes that long to approve your green card, you're still considered under 21. A separate matter is they give you, if you are on the preference category list, so your permanent resident spouse files for you and your children, or you're a derivative beneficiary on your grandma filed for your mom and you're a derivative beneficiary on that case. You get to add to your 21st birthday the time period in which it took the original I-130 visa petition to be approved, add that to your 21st birthday, and then as long as you apply for your green card within 1 year of visa availability, you get to stay and be included on that case even after you turn 21. Now that is an entire mouthful. There's a huge equation, but I broke it down as easy as I can, which is not that easy.
I thought that was pretty damn good, if you ask me.
Thorough question
Yes.
right there. We've got another question from Christina, who says, I was the principal being petitioned for by my sister, and my husband is with me. My problem is my daughter, who is only 21 when we had our interview in the embassy, was accepted at the same time, but now they found out that our visas had not yet been paid for, so we've been given another appointment. Unfortunately, we were able to have our interview in January, but my daughter's birthday is in February, and she has now aged out. What can we do?
Well, again, that's Child Status Protection Act. You have to pay for the visa through the National Visa Center within 1 year of visa availability. So as long as she paid for it within 1 year of visa availability and she was under 21, she should be included. So if the embassy made a mistake, contact us. We'll figure out if she's under Child Status Protection Act.
Rochelle Clarin, is it possible for a tourist visa to be adjusted to a working visa? I hope you can give light to this.
Yes. You need a sponsor, though. You need a sponsor, yeah. So let's do this, all right? It is tax season, right?
It sure is.
Right? And I think you got to file your tax returns within the next 10 days. Now, a lot of people have taken money out of their 401ks because, you know, that's what you do to survive.
Right. Every once in a while, you
So
don't have a choice.
Carmela is our tax attorney, fabulous tax attorney. She's here to break it all down. If you do take money out of your 401k, what's going to happen? Let's watch. We all try to put savings away for our retirement. We all want to retire early. In the United States, they have something called a 401k plan where you can get tax savings by putting money away and then take it out when you're 59 and a half years old. But unfortunately in life is not a straight road. Life is a roller coaster. Life throws us some curveballs sometimes. Sometimes you want to go right and you end up going left. And next thing you know, you need to tap in to your 401k plan, whether it is because you have a medical issue or a huge payment that is due or you owe money or just to live and pay your rent. Now, when you do that, that causes tremendous tax consequences, tapping into your 401k plan prior to 59 and a half years old. With us today is Carmela Walrond, our fantastic, genius, awesome, whatever you want to call her, but don't call her not knowing about tax law. She is fabulous with tax law. wonderful attorney. She's here to break it all down for you. 401k plans, taking your money out early, and then what you can do if you do take your money out early on a 401k plan, what you can do to minimize your tax risks. Carmela, welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
So first off, Carmela, I think I described it, but why don't you tell us what a 401k plan is?
Sure. 401k plan is a retirement savings plan that someone contributes to while they're working.
So when a person withdraws money from their 401k tax plan, when is there a penalty and when is there not a penalty?
All right, sure. There's a penalty of 10% if you withdraw from your plan after 59 and a half. But also, I should also state that when you withdraw from your 401k, there are tax consequences, meaning that make sure you tell your tax advisor to withdraw federal and state and local taxes.
So when would somebody be exempt? Okay, because when you withdraw, you got to pay taxes on that, and then there's a 10% penalty if you withdraw under 59 and a half years old. When would somebody be exempt from that?
Sure. There are several ways in someone could be exempt from the 10% penalty. First one, it could be buying your first home. Up to $10,000 is allowed to be withdrawn from your 401k without a 10% penalty to be applied. Medical expenses for yourself, spouse, or dependent children could be allowed to be withdrawn. Also, you can withdraw from your 401k plan to pay taxes as well.
So tell me about a situation where you had a client, okay, she had an early withdrawal from her 401k plan. She got hit with the taxes. She got hit with the 10% penalty. What did she need the money for? And then she owed a substantial amount of money. What did you do to help her?
Sure. This particular client of mine, she was self-employed and also worked a part-time job. And also she had withdrawn from her 401k because both of her parents died suddenly. So not only that, she had taxes that she owed previously, but also she had to withdraw money from her 401k due to a death of her parents.
So she came to you. She already owed taxes to the IRS,
Yes.
and now she's going to owe even more taxes, take money out of her retirement, pay the taxes on the money she's taking out of her retirement, plus a 10% penalty. She's coming to you with the worst financial stress, plus the stress of having to bury her parents.
Yes.
Tell me what you did.
Sure. So what I filed what is called an offer and compromise application for a settlement on her taxes. And the IRS initially came back with a counter offer of $9,000.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
How much money did she owe?
Oh, she owed about $197,000.
She owed $197,000.
Yes.
Almost $200,000 to the IRS.
Yes.
She's self-employed. She has her own business. Owes. I just have to say this again because I'm like flabbergasted. The woman owes almost $200,000, $3,000 short of $200,000. Carmela gets working on this, and it's very funny because Carmela says, how dare they, this IRS, come back and say, all right, we'll accept $9,000. Almost anybody in the world would have said, I'll take that deal, Carmela. Great job. What did you say to the IRS?
I said I rejected that counter offer for one additional reason is that during the whole process she had lost her full-time position as her her second job because her patient passed away. So right now she was only living off of her part-time income.
So she was a nurse's aide or a nurse, and she had her own little agency. She was being paid as an independent contractor.
Yes.
And now, Carmela, you can help people who owe taxes or even people who take money out of their 401k
Absolutely.
when they're having this financial stress. You're not taking money out of your 401k because things are all rosy, okay? You're taking money out of your 401k because you got nowhere else to turn to to get money to live, to bury your parents, God forbid, have a medical issue, pay your rent, buy food, keep the lights on in your business, whatever it is. And now the IRS, they don't care.
No.
Okay? They don't care. They're gonna charge you those taxes anyway. Now this woman owed $197,000 when she came to you.
Yes.
You got to work. You showed all the hardships that this woman was going through at that moment.
Yes.
The financial hardships, maybe even the emotional hardships. You tug on. You show. You know what? This woman can't afford to pay the taxes. Plus, look at all these hardships. And the law says the IRS has to take this all into consideration.
Absolutely.
It's called the offer and compromise. They have to take this into consideration, and you fought hard for her, and they came back and said $9,000.
$9,000.
And you weren't done fighting for her.
No, I was
you
not.
said, she's not even going to pay $9,000.
No.
So what was the end result?
She ended up only paying $2,000.
She ended up on a $197,000 tax debt that was only increasing because interest and penalties increase. It doesn't go down.
Yes.
She would have never paid it off in her lifetime, probably.
Yes.
All right? You turned it into a $2,000 debt.
Yes.
You saved this woman $195,000.
Yes.
This is a true story.
Yes, it is.
It is a true story. Somebody who watches us on Bradshaw Live, who listened to us previously on my radio show, came in, heard about Carmela, and she saved this person $195,000. Now, what happened to the 401k plan? Was she able to put the money back in?
No, absolutely not. She was not able to return that money in. But the thing about it, Brad, you're right, because good thing she came to see me because I gave her such a peace of mind because she's a single parent of a son. So she was able to, she told me, Carmela, I was able to finally breathe again.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable because it gives you a new lease on life. When you, and you use the word breathe because I say this all the time, especially with people who owe taxes, okay? You know, when you owe money and you don't have the cash in your hand to pay and you got people breathing down your neck, it's like they're sucking the air out of you. All right, having cash is air. Having money in your pocket is air. And when you have no money, and trust me, there's lots of people out there watching right now who know what I'm saying. When you don't have money, you don't have the cash. It's like you don't have air to breathe. And especially now when the IRS is breathing down your throat, you're tapping into your 401k plan. Now, she wasn't able to return the money to her 401k, but what she was able to do was take the money out of her 401k and not get penalized for it. And Carmela saved her $195,000 in additional taxes that she owed. Now, prior successful results obviously can't guarantee a similar outcome, but for any human being out there who's living in the United States, American citizen, permanent resident, someone out of status, someone here on a work visa, if you owe taxes or if you're an independent contractor and you're having trouble paying your taxes, or you're on a payment plan, or you have to withdraw money from a 401k plan, you should be speaking to Carmela. She can handle your case whether you're in New York, in New Jersey, in Connecticut, in Florida, in California, in Alaska, in Missouri, in South Dakota, in North Dakota. I don't want to name all 50 states, but the point is, Carmela can handle your tax issues from all 50 states. You don't have to be in the state of New York. And what she does is she will negotiate down your tax debt, and if she can't do it, she won't take your case. And let me just say one other thing. I guarantee you that this lady did not pay us anywhere near the $195,000 that you saved her. Okay? You saved her, you know, what she paid us is peanuts.
Yes.
The peanuts that we serve the elephants in the circus, peanuts compared to the amount of money that Carmela saved her. That is an unbelievable job.
Thank you.
She owes you this debt. Literally, it's called the debt of gratitude.
Yes.
Because Carmela got her out of debt and did it legally. Carmela is really an amazing, amazing tax attorney. Great story.
Thank you.
And so is she still a client of ours today?
Yes, I just wanted to tell you that she did come by to see me about a month ago to prepare her taxes for 2017. Right. And not only that, she recommended her friend. Yeah. So now I'm preparing an offer and compromise application for a friend.
Yeah. So and for everybody out there, God forbid you owe taxes or you know it's tax season right now. If you owe more than $5,000 in taxes, it doesn't have to be $195,000. If you owe more than $5,000 in taxes, call Carmela right now. It's 1-800-529-5465. The tax consultation for Carmela is absolutely free. It doesn't cost you one penny to find out whether Carmela can save you a substantial amount of money on your taxes. So if you do owe taxes, or you're about to file a tax return and owe taxes, or you haven't filed a tax return in a while because you believe you're going to owe taxes, then you really owe it to yourself. You owe it to your bank account. You owe it to the money in your wallet that you give Carmela a call. It's absolutely free, and she'll tell you whether or not she can save you what in this instance was a boatload of tax dollars. And this is not something that a general accountant's going to do. You have to be authorized by the IRS to do offers in compromise, or you have to be an attorney. So not every accountant, not every tax preparer is able to do what Carmela is able to do. It's a specialized area of law. So give Carmela a call right now. It's 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. If you owe taxes, give Carmela a call. Carmela, great job.
Thank you, Brad.
And thanks for coming. All right, so we're back.
I should have went to her.
You should have went to her with all those taxes you owed. I heard Jonathan's going, I can't believe how much I owed if I knew about Carmela.
Right.
I'm pissed.
Yeah, he's very angry. He didn't know about this ahead of time.
Nah.
Yeah, maybe next time you owe taxes, you'll call
Every year.
Link.
Every single year.
Yes.
Damn
Broadcast interrupted.
I know. I'm seeing that on my end.
Just now.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
I'm seeing it here too.
On both of them.
On both at the same time.
All right, so let's finish anyway, because we have a completed show.
Right.
All right, so you got questions?
Yes.
Okay, what is the question?
We've got Williams who wants to know, my grandmother filed an I-130 green card application for 3 of her adult children over 10 years ago, which extended to the spouses and children as well. The case was approved before grandmother passed away in 2010. And last month, we just received the welcome letter. The question is, my father, who was one of the children who was included on the grandmother's filing, passed away in 2010. However, my mother, who was also included on the filing by default, has never remarried and is still on the application. Does she still get her green card through the filing?
It was the father. It was the mother. The grandmother was the the father was the biological petitioner.
Right.
Beneficiary.
Beneficiary.
Yeah. Where's the parents? If they're in the United States when grandma died, it's very possible.
Okay.
If they're in another country, no, that's the end of the case.
All right, we have one from Nkambi. If your mother is a green card holder and your wife is also, and both are about to file for citizenship in December, who's advisable to file for you and your student puts you on status?
What?
Who is advisable to file for you and your student put of status? I don't know if that makes sense.
Adjustment of status. Change of status.
Just put of status.
I don't know. Kim.
We've got a question from Break Bulk who says, if I entered the United States as a visitor, overstayed for about a year now, my mother recently became a citizen, can she file for her adult son, and how long is the process?
Yeah, she can file for her adult son. It'll take about 7 years or so. All right, so now to end our show.
End it.
What is the comment of the day?
The comment of the day goes to a few people because we were right. They are all greedy people. You all want t-shirts, mugs. Barbara Lord says, a mug can break and the t-shirt washes out, so we need both. And Marge said, I also want key rings and calendars.
And Jeff Bosey wanted condoms.
He wants a Bradshaw
condom. All right, with that, we are out of here. Thanks for watching. So Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it, I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465, and now conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?